Hey Arnab.
Hey, how are you guys? Sorry, a bit late. Just give me 2 minutes. Hi, my name is Arnab. I head marketing for the India and Southwest Asia operating unit at the Coca-Cola company.
Can you provide an overview of the Coca-Cola company's marketing strategy and how it has evolved in recent years?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think some things will always stay constant and then other things will keep evolving. I think overall it's very important for us to ensure that marketing out here is able to deliver three things. Either we are able to gain new consumers, or ensure that our existing consumers are able to drink more, or existing transactions are becoming more profitable. So these are the three, I would say, principles which will always remain constant. Along with this, we need to ensure that our brands are staying connected to the local culture to ensure that it's becoming more relevant in our everyday lives.
How has the Coca-Cola company integrated digital into its marketing mix amid the growing consumer shift?
So, digital is the most important thing. That's the way the world is going, and it is going to become the most important part of the marketing mix over the next few years. In fact, it's already become. And I keep saying to people, our generation out here, probably me and I would say my peers, will be the last analog marketing heads in India or in any other part of the world. So everything that we do, people will have to be completely, I would say, experts in how digital marketing works. Over a period of time, one of the key things we have realized is that if you want to be successful in digital, your entire content strategy should completely change, transform itself to ensure that it's kind of becoming like a content ecosystem. Only if you're able to build these content ecosystems, I think then you can amplify it across all your digital platforms. So that's the one big change that we are learning. Honestly, we are not experts in this, but we believe that the future is going to be kind of more and more, how do we develop more branded content, branded IPs, so that you can then fit perfectly within these ecosystems that you have everywhere.
Can you tell us how you have leveraged branded content and storytelling through recent campaigns?
One of the key passion points that we are trying to build around our largest brand, Thums Up, is the whole consumption occasion with biryani. Biryani, I believe in India is more than, it's not just an item, it's a part of your culture, it's a passion point, apart from everything else. You cannot just ensure that you just have a couple of, television campaigns saying that, what biryani and Thums Up go well together. It don't just work. If it's an ingrained part of the culture, you have to do more than that. So we approached the creative works team in Hotstar. We came up with this show called Biryani Hunt. Again, it was a branded IP, and it obviously became the central piece of everything. Then we started activating around Thums Up and biryani. So that was one example which I would say worked for us really well. And then with the ICC World Cup, again, we were scratching our heads as to what could we do more than just have a regular TVC. And working again, I would say with the Creative Works team, we came up with this whole idea of Thums Up Fan Pulse. It goes back to the main insight of the campaign, when we started. It was as simple as this. Every Indian wants India to win, but every Indian is not sure whether India will win. And so this was the whole thing, is India will win or will India win? I think as a part of this campaign, the big conversations therefore we needed to have is what's the fan pulse going on? So it was an outstanding piece of work with the Hotstar team, where we got experts, we got ex-cricketers, we got commentators, everybody trying to ensure that everybody becomes a part of this debate. And that was the central theme of the fan pulse. Which kind of makes it amazingly engaging, extremely social. It's been an amazing experience over the last 18 months working with the Creative Works team. The numbers that we've got so far, we're super happy with it. And I think this is the way forward. And at least after these two experiences, we want to go, I think, one step more as we are making up plans for 24 and 25.
Talking about digital, what are the new trends marketers should be embracing to stay relevant today?
The way brands needs to think about content will have to completely change. And I think a lot of the brands have already understood that. You are competing every day with more than 7 to 8 million pieces of exclusive content that's being released on social media in India every day. So if you have to break the clutter, you will have to start thinking like a content company. And that's where we need partners like you. So when you're starting to think of what's your digital marketing strategy, you have to completely rethink the way your content is being developed. And you can't have long form content only. You'll have to have a mix of long form, short form. You have to think completely, I would say, very disruptive. At the same time, you have to be extremely creative. Otherwise, you can't go and break out of the clutter. So that's one thing. The second thing is the power of data. And I think that's the one important thing that we're also looking at, because when you have your digital content, you start kind of getting data, who's watching, who's engaging with your content, who's sharing your content. And that's very, very powerful. It's powerful for understanding how we need to go and adapt your content, but also very powerful as to how it'll help us to improve our business metrics. Who do you target? Who's a potential consumer? Who's the person, for example, who can actually come back and probably have one more bottle of Thums Up, scan it once again, and then engage with your content. So it's a very interesting, complex piece where it's a combination of, I would say, data, technology, entertainment, everything coming together. And I think that's going to be the future.
How have the brands under the Coca-Cola company portfolio benefited by associating with Disney Plus Hotstar?
So Disney Plus Hotstar, I think, brings us, I would say, many benefits. I think as the penetration of the smartphone goes across India, I think the opportunity for all the streaming platforms obviously start increasing a lot. I think, but one important piece, I think, which we see as a benefit is the regionalization strategy. And I think that's one, I would say, benefit which a traditional TV plan may not be able to give you as effectively. And that's one of the things as we are working on this partnership, is that how could you work on a plan, for example, with Andhra Pradesh and Telangana? How could you work out a plan, for example, in the state of Uttar Pradesh? And when you start working on these regional plans, then you can have conversations with our sales team, with our bottlers, and then it becomes a very strong integrated plan.
What's next for the Coca-Cola company and Disney Plus Hotstar's partnership?
I'm excited. I think based on the 2 partnerships or 3 partnerships we have done, I think there's a huge amount of learning, but also we have been able to build a very strong relationship. And I'm excited to what the possibilities are across all our passion points in the next, I would say, 1, 2, 3 years. So I'm looking forward to it for sure.
Hi Arnab.
Hey.
Now let's take a little break from shop talk and move towards a fun game round. We will say a word and you have to respond with the first thing that comes to your mind. Your favorite drink.
It's Coke Zero.
Think Thums Up, think
Action.
the next big disruption in the world of advertising.
Branded content.
What content do you find yourself watching the most on Disney Plus Hotstar?
Cricket.
Future of digital advertising.
It's amazing.
Dependable partners.
Hotstar.
Which other product could use the tagline Open Happiness?
Maybe Cadbury's.
Thums Up is best enjoyed with?
Biryani.
When it comes to decision making in your personal life, head or heart?
Heart.
And who do you think will win the English Premier League this season?
Head says City, heart says Arsenal.
Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us today.
Thanks.